Here's my audience for my second informative speech. When most people think of Halloween, they think of pumpkins, costumes, and trick-or-treating. But the holiday has been around for over 2,000 years, with traditions and festivities leading up to how we celebrate it today. And whether you like Halloween or not, October 31st comes around once a year, and sometimes it's nice to have some background knowledge on the day that people are celebrating all over the country. Halloween is celebrated every year in America, with many traditions leading back to the ancient times. I thought this was an appropriate topic for my speech because today is October 31st, and I have been celebrating Halloween since the first time I've been able to go trick-or-treating. So today I will discuss the history of Halloween and how it came to America. 2,000 years ago, in the land area now known as Ireland, the UK, and northern France, the Celts celebrated what was known as the Samhain Festival on October 31st. According to History.com, they celebrated their new year on November 1st, and on the night before, they believed that the boundary between the living and the dead became blurred. During the Samhain festivals, it was believed that ghosts returned to Earth and not only damaged crops and caused trouble, but made it easier for Druids, which were Celtic priests, to predict the future. Druids held sacred bonfires in which Celts came dressed up in costumes and sacrificed things such as crops and animals, and attempted to tell each other's futures. In 609 AD, Pope Boniface V created All Matters Day on May 13th to celebrate Christian martyrs. But later on, Pope Gregory III wanted All Saints to be included as well and moved the celebration to November 1st, which became known as All Saints' Day. By the 9th century, All Saints' Day had become known as All Hallows' Day, and on the night before was known as All Hallows' Eve, which was celebrated with costume parties and parades, according to History.com, and eventually became known as Halloween. As the British brought traditions of Halloween to America, celebrations were limited due to religious beliefs, but were more popular in Maryland and the southern colonies. Beliefs and customs between the Europeans and the American Indians became mixed, beginning the creation of the celebration of Halloween we have today. The celebrations began with plague parties, which was a neighborhood event in which they would come and tell stories of the dead, tell fortunes, and sing and dance. In the mid-19th century, Irish immigrants flocked to America because of the potato famine of 1846. Halloween began in Ireland, so the Halloween traditions were popular and began to merge with the newfound English customs. Americans would dress up in costumes and go door to door asking for food or money, similar to the trick-or-treating that we have today. By the late 1800s, Halloween parties for both adults and children became the most popular way to celebrate the holiday, with the focus being on festive foods and costumes. Halloween had become a community-centered holiday by the early 1900s, being celebrated with parades and town-wide parties. However, vandalism started to become a big problem during the celebration of Halloween during this time. But it ironically eventually revived the lost tradition of trick-or-treating. In exchange for tricks being played on them, people would hand out small treats to neighborhood children. This tradition has since continued to present day. So in conclusion, Halloween is celebrated every year in America with many traditions leading back to ancient times. Today we celebrate Halloween by dressing up in costumes, having parties, going to haunted houses, and continuing the tradition of trick-or-treating. Thanks for listening. And here's my audience.